Alright, now in this lesson and the next one, we are going to install tracking. There's two parts to installing tracking. First of all, we install analytics and then we connect our website to the Google Search Console. Now we should be doing this before we're sending any traffic to the blog. And a little later on, we'll have a look at some of the features in the tracking dashboard so that you can understand how important it is and how beneficial it is to you. Now, before we start, I want to say something here. This is a black spot for making errors. And a lot of students do make errors here. The problem is, once an error has been made, it's virtually impossible for me to help, for me to troubleshoot, because in order to do so, I would need to be able to log into your WordPress account, log into your tracking account, and find out exactly what's gone wrong. So here's the deal. Follow what I do exactly, very, very carefully. Or you can have the whole setup done over on Fiverr for just $5. So in the PDF handout that goes with this lesson, I'm going to give you instructions on how to get this done over on Fiverr. So it's one or the other. You follow very carefully what I'm doing here in these lessons, or go to Fiverr and get somebody else to set the whole thing up for you. All right, now here's the URL to go to, analytics.google.com. And when you get here, you will be prompted to either sign in to your existing Google account, unless you are already signed in. If you're already signed in, then you will get the page to create an analytics account. Or if you don't have a Google account already, you can create an account right from here. But you do need to have a Google account, and you need to stay signed in to that Google account throughout the process in these lessons. And I think this is one of the reasons why so many errors happen, because if you are not signed in to the same Google account for both steps of the process, it's not going to work. All right, so once you've either signed in to your existing Google account or created a new one, you'll then be presented with the Google Analytics dashboard. Now, my dashboard already has a number of websites and blogs associated with it. But you coming along here for the first time, you'll be prompted to add your first property. So when you add a property, this is what you do. I am going to click on Create New Property, but just to stress again, with a brand new analytics account with no properties, property just means a website. If you have this brand new account with no properties, you are going to be prompted to create your first one. So just follow the instructions on screen, but ultimately what you are looking for is create property. And you're getting to a page like this. This is the page that you want to be on. New property. Creating a new property will provide you with a tracking ID. What would you like to track? Its website. And now give your website a name. This is not your URL. We do that down here. You're just going to give it a name for reference here in your analytics account. And now enter the website URL. Double check it, because if you have any mistake at all, any typo, it's not going to work. Select an industry category. I suppose for this I'm going to select pets and animals. And for reporting time zone, so this would be your time zone. I'm going to change this. I'm going to choose United Kingdom because this website is directed towards an audience in the UK. All right, get tracking ID. Here is the tracking ID right here. Now, to make this easier to add to the blog, we're going to use a plugin that allows us just to copy and paste this script into a box. All right, let's go back. Go into plugins, add new. In the search box here, type header and footer scripts. There are lots of them, but I always like to use a plugin that's been recently updated. So this one here last updated 2 weeks ago. I'm going to go ahead and install that. Activate. And on the plugin page for header and footer scripts, go into settings. And here's the head section here, and this is where we want to paste this Google Analytics code. Let's copy and paste this whole thing right into here. Save changes. Now that should work, and to test it to make sure that it is working, we can use a free extension for Chrome called the Google Tag Assistant. Now to get that and install it into your Chrome browser, just go to Google and search for Google Tag Assistant. And you want to get to the extension page, the Google extension page. Now I already have it installed, so I only have the option here to remove it, but you will have the option to add it. So go ahead and add that extension to your Chrome browser. And once you've done that, you'll have the little icon up here on your browser. All right, let's go back to the blog, and to test it, open it up, click on the icon, select Enable, and then refresh the page. And there we go. You should have two. You should have the global site tag and the Google Analytics tag as well. And that tells you that you've added the code correctly. So that is step 1 of the process. The next step is to connect with the Google Search Console, and we'll do that in the next lesson. I'll see you in a moment.